Fendi like the bag. This is the I Refuse podcast. She's falling and she can't get up. Somebody might want to call Medical Life Alert. Call 911, get this girl some milk. Because she is falling and she can't get up. Hey everybody, it's Mr. Fox of the I Refuse podcast. I almost made it through the week without another new video in addition to the one I pushed out on the page earlier this week. But it's just too juicy and too insane to not discuss. So if you haven't been paying attention, yet again, another week is dedicated to Nicki Minaj. Now, what's going on is this girl is clearly imploding, is faltering, is coming off her throne to hang out in the mud with a lot of us out here that more so her stands that just, and it's just exhausting. So for those of you that don't know, Nicki Minaj did a feature on Jesy Nelson's song. I believe it's called Bad Girls or Girls or something. So in the music video, there's a lot wrong. The biggest issue that's got everybody up in arms is the fact that Jesy Nelson, who is from the UK and is white, is clearly in some kind of blackface adjacent makeup, trying to represent herself as black. Now, if you've taken history class, if you've went through Black History Month, if you have black people in your family, you know that this blackface, they call it blackfishing, is highly offensive and is a subset of racism and a subset of prejudice, and it further divides us from everybody else. Now, for those of you that don't know who Jesy Nelson is, Jesy Nelson is 1/3 of Little Mix. I'm not quite sure if she was the fourth member that left or if she's one of the remaining three. However, she has this new song out. It essentially came out of nowhere, and the music video is confusing as fuck. I haven't heard the song, I haven't listened to the lyrics or the bridge. What I am aware of is that Nicki Minaj is featured on the song, and the song samples Diddy record, Bad Boys for Life. I don't know why he would even clear that. I'm quite sure he's probably rethinking that, looking at the video or the visual, where the girl is clearly made to look like she is 3 or 4 shades darker than she actually is. Now, Little Mix has been around for about 4 or 5 years. It started out as a 4-woman group. At some point a year or so ago, it was 3 members. And now one of the members is solo. So that's the background, the context. Here is where Nicki Minaj just continues to fumble. So she goes on a tirade, not only on Twitter, but decides to actually come off of her throne and commiserate in comments and on TikTok. Specifically comments under a person by the name of Pablo who goes by they them pronouns, and went into their comment section specifically about their response to the video, and it goes on this tirade in all caps about, People always have an opinion. People want to bully and negate. You probably were bullied as a child. You're probably sleeping on pallets. All kinds of things. So from my perspective, and I think I've even talked about this in the last Nicki video, she is clearly doing a lot of things the past week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to distract us from the situation with Jennifer Hugh, the default judgment, which was because they ignored it, didn't show up, whatever. She's essentially doing all of these hijinks, making these TikToks that don't make sense, going on social media in all caps, and actually responding to every single thing, which leads us to believe that this woman is having a hard time. And it's so unlike her. We typically get this from Cardi B, who is a newer act. Like, she has been around for a few years, and she essentially went from local mixtape reality TV star to the big time in a relatively short amount of time. Nicki Minaj, on the other hand, she had been working at it for about 4 or 5 years before her debut came out, right? So she came up through association with different people, people that have been in the industry for a long time, working with Full Force, who have been big production, songwriter, act, well known since the 80s, coming up through them and just kind of blowing up in a sort of a big way. So for her, after all this time, through every story, alleged allegation, accusation about family, about her husband, about the way she's moving in the background, she has essentially ignored most of it. But here we are on Beyonce's internet, and you decide not only to make TikToks that don't make sense, but you also decide to go on Twitter and actually retweet, respond to just about every single comment, then go to TikTok and go to a specific person's video and reply. Now, for those of us well above drinking age, a lot of us live by the adage, if it don't apply, let it fly. Now, she could have went the rest of this month, through November and Thanksgiving and Christmas, not saying anything, and none of us would have been any of the wiser. But it's clear that the heat from Jennifer Hugh and the fact that, if from where I stand it's true, that it's getting to her. There is only but so much you can ignore in life. There's only but so much you can try to ignore, but at no point in the past month or so did she even do any of that. She actually would make these side tweets in response to Jennifer Hugh's story and the interview, basically embarrassing herself as a woman and as an artist. Now, I was saying yesterday to my boyfriend, I was like, on one hand, this is essentially a woman from the street abiding by an unspoken street code that you stand by your nigga at all times. You, like, through anything. But I said to him yesterday, I'm like, at what point is compromise and sacrifice becoming surrender? Here you are, a self-made woman, self-made artist. You may not have the legacy of like a Mariah Carey or a Whitney Houston or a Lil' Kim, but you have the impact, right? So many other females rap artists and musicians, black ones, have not had the same impact that you've had the last 10 years. Uh, Now, notwithstanding that, it's like, I'm not the hugest fan. It doesn't, like, not all of her albums tickle me the same way. Um, and like I was telling him yesterday, what's deemed a rap these days is blurring the lines between, actual rap lyrics and beats and more so pop being in the forefront. If the white kids and the weed heads consider the pop rap stuff rap, I'm like, no, Nas and Lauryn Hill are still around. So is Busta Rhymes, but nevertheless, it's just she she's come a long way and worked very hard and stayed essentially at one point above the fray. Up until her brother's situation, you know, I just took everything else as rumors, right? Then, there was a pattern, and then, a pattern of her standing by or supporting uh, alleged abusers of women and children, doing features with them, uh, paying their lawyer fees, and it's just one scarlet letter after the other. And now we have this where it's getting bigger and messier. And it's one thing for it to get bigger and messier on one side, but when it's starting to look like on your side that you're just faltering, um, and lashing out at people that feed you, people that pay you, people that essentially finance the lifestyle you've had for the last 10 years and buy your music and listen to your music. It's like, yeah, something's really going on over there. And not the beehive, but her stands like the most chaotic culture base I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, for someone to have such a big base like that and not have a solo number one, it boggles my mind. But they will defend her. They have defended her tooth and nail. But I think what's happening now is people are coming to the realization that, yeah, this is becoming a little bit much. This is getting to her. She is more than likely stressed out, as she should be. Like, you are surrendering a lot of what you've worked hard for since you were a teenager for an alleged murderer and apist. So, at what point do you're just like, fuck street code? I have to do what's best for me and my daughter. I have to do what's best for me and my brand and my career. And it's not like she went into it and had no idea. Like, you know how easy it is to go online and go through the central booking or the crime file website and look up somebody? Very easy. Used to do that from time to time here in Baltimore, but it's not that hard. So there's no way she didn't know something was up about this dude. And steadily went to date him and marry him and have a baby by him. And it's like, is there no immaculate fibers in your being, in your womanhood, that's like, yeah, what if he turns and does this to me or my daughter or people in my family? And you're doing all of this leading up to new music, um, which is surprising to me because, Queen wasn't all that. Nicki's one of those people, album by album, I can take probably two or three songs, and that's about it. And that number is slowly dwindling down. But aside from that, it's just the fact that as a black woman, you will attack other black people in defense of a white woman who is trying to portray herself in her visuals as a black woman. And as long as you've been black, as long as you've been a native, as long as you've been from the islands, as long as you've been on this earth as all three, I'm sure you're well aware as to the American history in regards to how black people are treated, how black people are still viewed to this day, and have been since the 18th century. Hell, earlier than that. It's just not a good look. And and another point that was made was like she had all this energy to do this, but had little to no energy when it comes to like other black artists. She didn't have this energy when it came to Normani, didn't have this energy when it came to Cardi B, didn't have this energy when it came to Remy Ma, didn't have this much energy when it came to Lil Kim. All the shit that all the carrying on she did, which wasn't positive at all, was pretty negative, was behind the scenes when it came to some of those ladies I just mentioned. But you want to stick your neck out for a UK girl who isn't even a formidable solo star, you know what I mean? And for blackfishing, and here's the thing, like, blackfishing is so offensive. It's like more offensive than cultural appropriation, which is common with white acts, who just kind of spring up out of nowhere and take flavors and take rhythms from our sound and our music that we cultivate and we create. And then on top of that, you want to portray yourself or look like a black girl in your visuals. And a lot of us know who Little Mix is. White girls. I think there is like one girl in there that's a little mixed, but I think she left. I think I was the one that left and had the baby. But nevertheless, there's so much dysfunctional and abusive blood and tears and disrespect tied to when white acts do that. And it goes back to slavery, which I'm not going to open up that can of worms. So for Nicki to come off her throne and go over to TikTok and attack a black non-binary woman in defense of a UK white girl. Which, by the way, like, there are, because I know my history and I'm pretty fucking conscious, there are sections of the UK, sections of Europe that are not as progressive or liberal or accepting of people of color and black people, or, the VX scene. And the mandates tied to the VX scene. And so I just don't get why. Well, I think I know why, but in the long run, it's just not a good look. It's album season. Aside from her trying to distract us from her husband's mess and the karma that comes with being tied to somebody like that, she is struggling to maintain some relevancy, right? And unfortunately, you know, other countries hold more weight as far as maintaining international status, sales, the money, things of that nature. So I think in her mind, it's a better look. It's a really good look to support a UK artist and have their back. Even though it's clear it's not worth it. And people are starting to get exhausted. I've been exhausted. Aside from my own personal shit and this quarantine and this cabin fever and all this hula la and fugazi that's going on this year alone, I've been exhausted. And I'm sure her stands are just as exhausted. And the mess just does not stop. So I hope Jesy Nelson. Like, I saw clips and I was just like, okay, this girl has a golf club on a tennis court. Is about as about as brown as the bottom of this bottle. Like, look at that. Look at that. And for what? Like, the years that she was with Little Mix, she was about as pale as his ring light. And I was just like, what was the cause? What, was it the sample that got people to give you the idea to blackfish and look like you've been microwaved, or did somebody put you in the oven at 350? I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. And it's like, she couldn't have picked a more worse time, really, because we're literally fighting to stay alive. And then you have all these kids, these younger kids that are none the wiser, eating this song up and like doing the yes bitch, yes queen to the music video, not really getting the point. Like, shit don't even match. A golf club on a tennis court, and you about 3 or 4 shades darker. Ariana Grande tried that once and went right back to her natural tone. Well, to my knowledge, allegedly. So it must be a slow day. Like, we're really just trying to work, eat, pray, sleep, shower, shit, and mind our business. And y'all keep on fucking with us. Like, we seem to be the one demographic that's following the rules and paying attention and minding our business and making sure our bills are paid and bathing on a regular basis. And society just keeps fucking with us. And I didn't forget about you, Letitia. It is very important, people, that when you get to a point in life where you are no longer on the Chilton circuit, you are no longer unknown, and you are in a position to be associated with, but also act in one of the greatest, I want to say, trilogies. It looks like it could be possibly a trilogy or a series of movies. Closely associated with one of the biggest cinematic comic universes in all the land. Like, there are so many titles under this universe as compared to DC. It's bonkers. And you make a splash as an actress playing this character. The one of the smartest, if not the smartest, characters in the movie. In the series, under that character, Black Panther, in his world. And allegedly, you go around the set of the sequel, and there's probably going to be more movies and spin-offs or whatever, to spread your thoughts, beliefs, ideals about being anti-vaccineer. It's like, like, and I hate to be like one of those elder black people, because they do that. They did that shit with me coming up. But I have to say it, like, it's not that many of us, especially around her age, doing it this big in movies. We talk about so much about space and opportunity, and people when they win awards get up on stage and talk about inequality, the lack of diversity, the lack of inclusion in front of the camera and behind the camera. Yet every single season, every single year, the nominees are still non-POCs, and the quality of roles typically go to non-POCs. And it's like, we've been acting and we've been performing just as long, and we're still secondary or supporting. And if it is a movie or a set of roles in that movie that we land, it's typically a role in life of suffering. Suffering and having to push back against the same system every freaking year. So I was very disappointed at her, if it allegedly happened, because we were all rooting for you, right? For what you represent, how you portrayed the character, the representation. And part of the reason why I hate talking like this is because I honestly believe that once a person thrives in a particular environment and survives and goes off to live their dream and do their work, they're not ultimately responsible for making sure the hood's okay and making sure the community is okay. And there are people out here that will call into a show or approach a person physically and say, well, what are you doing for single mothers, and what are you doing for the market that was around the corner from your childhood home, and what are you doing to upgrade or gentrify and all this other stuff? But then they complain when the gentrification happens. So I don't know. Letitia is not from the States. I believe she is also from the UK, which that in itself is a whole different environment, a whole different style of governing and a way of life, which I'm sure not a lot of us over here have never been to the UK. But again, to support my earlier point about the UK, like, there are certain parts of the UK that are still conservative. And when you think of the word conservative, think of every kind of not for it kind of politics that make us, I guess, progressive over here. So it's a shame if it allegedly happened, because we're at a point right now where there are more lives alive than passing away. which was not the case when this kicked off last year. So, based off my perspective over here in the States, like, I refuse to go by a person using independent research as an excuse when I know some people out here cook in the kitchen with their cats, walking through the food, and go to the convenience store to pick up a hot dog and put it on the counter bowl to pay for it. They don't put it in the little container that's right next to the hot dogs. Literally a bowled bun, hot dog in the bun, condiments or whatever, and put it right on the dirty counter to check out and pay, right? We just had this conversation about people not bathing. And I know there's more people that don't. But clearly, the people, the independent research people, my own research, falls into one of a few of those scenarios. And I can go on and on and on. But you can't get me to go against what has been verified and studied and has been one of many foundations to civilization, to the growth and evolution of it. So please, miss me with that. But I just hate when, we get to a certain point, like a Marvel check or a Disney check. Even though I know Disney has like a dark background, just a once in a lifetime opportunity, right? And mind you, these actors and these singers get restitution, get perpetuity, royalties and all this other stuff for life. Fun fact, Jason Weaver, he was on Thea, he sung the chorus and the bridge on that Chingy song, One Call Away. The original voice of young Simba in the original Lion King, the animated movie. Now, on the front end, he was offered like a flat rate of like $1 million, like six figures or something. His mother negotiated for him to take a smaller cut up front and get royalties on the back end. Do you know how long ago The Lion King came out? The first one, the animated first one. I was in 7th grade when that movie came out. You ain't seen Jason Weaver in anything like consistently since then. Marinate on that. But yeah, like, you got to a point to where you're getting a good, steady Marvel track. Now, regardless of whether or not you'll be pigeonholed for the rest of your career to just this specific universe, right? It don't bother Chris Hemsworth none. It doesn't bother Chris Evans none. Like, they could do anything else, but which typically it'll be like a cheesy romantic movie that will play for like 2 days on Amazon Prime and then disappear. It's like no matter what you'll do, like people will still link you to this role. And MCU movies, like they have become so big, it's crazy. And they continue to get bigger. So why would you mess that up? And we're at a position right now where people either have to get it or they'll lose their jobs. Like, it's gone to a federal level. Why would you want to mess that up, girl? Why would you want to mess that up? All my children. All my children. So, I can't wait for the next Black Panther movie. I really wish, allegedly, that didn't happen. Whatever was going on over there. Because that kind of thing can get you, not only replace or cut from a movie altogether, it would also get you like blackballed in a particular industry. But I think that's just a testament to how disconnected celebrities are. Like, you don't have people on your team that's like, hey girl, you may want to sit this out after filming and after the press junkets and after the touring and support of the movie. You may want to sit this out well after then. Because, you know, from a production company standpoint, when you're like that, you're essentially a liability. And people who take this lightly, like, businesses and companies are not looking to get sued and get thrown into the street because you want to be on your Marie Antoinette or you want to be on your Joan of Arc and have this faux uprising, which is essentially a public tantrum where you get louder and louder and you make no sense and you look real crazy. Like, you want to sacrifice a Marvel check? I mean, I could live on a Marvel check for a couple of years. 6 figures. Or even 5. Just for filming for 3 months. And then you get more on the back end for the life of the movie. No, because it doesn't have the shelf life isn't just in the theaters. Like, you got rentals, you got video games and merchandising and stuff. Shoot, I'm pretty sure if they haven't thought about it, they need to go over to Sony so PlayStation 5 can have more titles. Everybody done ran out like the shit was on sale, bought up all the PlayStation 5 so the rest of us hardworking human beings can't get one. And the system has been out since last year, and we're almost into 2022. And there is still, like, no promotion. There's no additional line of games. Like, you're still under 10 games for this system. But go off. They need to run over there and give them some ideas. But nevertheless, like, all my children, y'all are like, this is a mess. And keep your shit to yourself for the sake of your career. Because I don't know about you, if I made it to that point, hell, I made it to the point that I am now. I'm not looking to go back. Like, celebrities need to understand that all this shit can change overnight. Like, 1 minute you're coming out of a Bugatti or an Aston Martin, stunting on TikTok in your fluorescent tights or whatever. And then next, you're in a Brooklyn walk-up. With nothing to do. Or you're back in the UK. You know, it's dicier than ever now. And it's better to just be silent and stick to your art and your craft. Or there'll be repercussions. I'm just saying. This is our Refuse Podcast. Season 3 is coming on streaming soon. Be sure to look out for that. We'll have the promo throughout the videos like I have been the past couple of weeks. This is Mr. Fox, the I Refuse Podcast. We will catch you later. Bye.